are now listening to The Power of Gentle Talk with Anna Palacio, the talk that informs, inspires, and motivates.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to The Power of Gentle Talk. My name is Anna Palacio. We're going to continue our conversation with Charlie and Renee Thornton of Smoothie Whirl'd. They're sharing their story today with us. They're sharing the information they've gathered, what they've lived through as far as the type of cancer that Renee has. And they're giving us very valuable information, I think, for the person that is living the cancer and for the person that's the caretaker, the caregiver, I think, because both sides suffer. You know, everybody suffers at some level. So I think it's a really unique conversation because we're learning how to care for each other. Renee, you in the first part of our conversation, you did mention Sari Center, and I know there's a minimal cost for that, and there's a lot of free things that go along with that treatment. But yet there's another program at Palm Beach Atlantic. Can you expand a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. My mother-in-law, Dr. Donna Thornton, actually works at Palm Beach Atlantic University, and she's the first one who told me about this program. And it's, I have to read it. You have to forgive me. My memory cannot do this yet. But it is a cancer-related fatigue program at Palm Beach Atlantic University, and it is run by Dr. Steven Sylvester, and it is free, and I'm going to say that several times while I'm reading this. He's a professor there and a physical therapist, and with the help of his exercise science student volunteers, it's an 8-week exercise program, again free, for cancer survivors that are experiencing fatigue related to their disease, chemo, and radiation therapy. This program I started 4 weeks ago. I'm 12 weeks out from chemo. 4 weeks ago, I was in the store. I missed being in the store, and I went over to help out. They were kind of busy, and I could not even lift a blender to pour a smoothie. Last week, I was in the store again, trying to be involved again, and I was talking to some friends, and it got really busy, and I went around the corner, and Charlie was on the register, and one of our kids were making the smoothies, and I went over, and I started pouring smoothies. And for 20 minutes, I could pour smoothies. And it was so exciting, and it sounds ridiculous, but for 20 minutes I could use my arms. And yesterday at the program, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I hit a big milestone. I walked a mile.
Yes.
And 8 weeks ago I couldn't walk to the restroom in my own house. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to, in the next 4 weeks, is to get up to 2 miles to walk in the light night walk. This program is very powerful. They found out through studies how a balance of exercise and rest can cut back on chemo fatigue and a lot of your side effects. When you go in, Dr. Sylvester, they check you out completely. They find out where you're at. They find out what kind of cancer you had. And each person that comes in, participant, they're given a exact program just for them. So you're not just going in there and everybody's getting the same thing. Whatever your needs are, wherever you need the strength, that's the program that you're given. And you're there for an hour, and you have a couple kids with you. I have Joe, Ansley, and Jessica. And the whole time when I'm on a machine or I'm walking, they're asking me, do you need some water? Are you in pain? Did that hurt? How did that feel? Do you think you could do some more? And then Dr. Sylvester will come around and make sure he sees each one of his participants. Where are you at? Are you feeling better? What are you doing? And you have so much attention, and they're so friendly, so, again, kind and loving, and so interested in your well-being, and it's free. And I've been to many support groups that have no idea about this this program, and they need to know about it.
It's hard to believe that all of that is free in this world. So how could someone get in touch with this group?
I actually have that number too.
Okay.
You can call Dr. Sylvester at 561-346-1773.
Dr. Sylvester.
Yes, and he does have an email. I don't know if you can get that on there, but I'd have to.
Sure. Oh, yeah, if you have it with you handy, sure, why not?
It's Stephen, STEPHEN _ SYLVESTER at PVA.edu, just in case his phone gets
bombarded
now. But it has to be, it's not like typical physical therapy. It has to be chemo related or radiation or cancer related. But I love the program.
I congratulate you.
Thank you. Charlie has talked to me about how he's watched me develop in the last 4 weeks. Even in the thinking process, it has helped me greatly. He said it to me the other day.
Well, we promise you enriching information, and it's very valuable, enriching it is. Renee, I congratulate you on your milestone. That is a milestone.
I know.
And you were making a comparison. You couldn't walk to the bathroom, now you walked a mile. You want to share the beautiful picture you brought to share your before and after, but you look beautiful in both, physically in person and in this picture. No, you are.
I don't know where the camera can see this. I lost 45 pounds between the surgery and the chemo.
Wow, very nice. Well, I'm going to turn my questions now over to Charlie, and feel free, of course, to jump in at any moment. This is just a conversation we're having here, so it's free fall. It doesn't have to go in any particular order. Feel just relaxed, and because I know we were kind of all nervous before we started. Okay, so why are you now working the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society?
Well, we really wanted to be part of making sure that one day no other families would go through what we had to go through. And one day there will be a cure, and we wanted to be part of that. And the Light the Night and Leukemia Lymphoma Society, that's their mission too. So they were natural for us to partner in with after we had been so affected by the lymphoma.
Let me just say quickly, you're referred to support groups, even through churches. You get support groups, non-religion support groups also. And in talking to different people, I was referred to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and when I called there, a lady named Sharon Cohen answered. I had no idea that, and I don't have her title in front of me. I moved everything around, but at the time, I didn't know she ran everything, and she's running around the state of Florida now doing all the Light the Night walks. But again, Anna, this lady talked to me, let me tell her all my symptoms, let me tell her my whole story. She's not a counselor. She's running this
She's
charity
the director for the...
And not once did she say she had to get off the phone. And then she just started giving me numbers. Here's a number. I'm going to call a friend. I have someone else who will call you that's have similar what you've been through. I'm going to help you through this. And she was doing that before we were ever involved, ever even imagined that we would be doing a fundraiser for her. And she never even mentioned doing a fundraiser. All she did was help me. And I was told Charlie, he'd come home and I'd say, I'm talking to this amazing woman at LLS, and had no idea that, she had given up her time to comfort me, and all of their staff there has been absolutely wonderful. So that also pulled us in, and then I'll let Charlie talk now.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that, because that's important, because my next question kind of leads right into what you're saying. How does the donations benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society?
Well, they collect the funds through various fundraisers, and Light the Night is one of them. But they use those funds in a variety of ways to benefit patients like us. And to Renee's point, at the point where we met Sharon and the others from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we were just trying to survive. At that point, we had no idea that we would be working further with them. But funds donated to LLS, or Leukemia Lymphoma Society, support free education resource guides that are given to thousands of families. This is an invaluable aid at a very confusing time. When you first receive your diagnosis, there are many terrible thoughts that are going through your mind. You're thinking end-of-life thoughts. You're thinking, am I going to survive this? Just the cancer word is just a terrible word to receive, that it's now going to be part of your life, and there's so many multiple therapies that are offered. It's very confusing. Some people want to go all natural, some people want to go chemotherapy, and it's just a very confusing time. So the Leukemia Lymphoma Society has guides and resources to direct you to find some of the treatments that are appropriate for you, and some of the support groups, like Renee said, that were so helpful to get us through those process. Now, they also directly fund research for breakthrough therapies that are for patients receiving chemotherapy. They want to shorten the length of chemotherapy. They want to shorten the toxicity of chemotherapy so that they don't have as many side effects as people like Renee had. And of course, they're also funding research directly working for a cure for all blood cancers, which leukemia and lymphoma are considered blood cancers. Now, it takes 8 years from the start of the research to the rollout of any of these new therapies. So you can see that the time to invest in donating to LLS in order to receive, a cure or a new treatment, the time to donate is definitely now. That's one of the things that we're working on now. And funds also go directly to families in the form of copay assistance and other kinds of financial aid. Our local Palm Beach County chapter in 2014 gave over $500,000 in financial aid and copay assistance to families in our area. So, those are some ways that some of the funds help people.
Oh, good, because I know people want to know, would like to know. Is this the first time that you're partnering up with a company, with an organization that's, such a good cause?
No, one of the visions that we had for the company was, of course, a way for us to make a living, but we wanted our company to be a way to give back to our community. And ironically, we worked with LLS way before Renee's diagnosis. The first year that we were open, we had the little donation box on our counter, and we walked as a family in the walk. That was in 2012. We never, in our wildest dreams, thought we would ever be connected with them. They had contacted us just as a local business. Do you want to participate? And we participated in a small way. I don't think we raised, a tremendous amount of money for them, but, we raised several $100s for them. And then we had our big fundraisers for the Palm Beach County school system. So we've done that each year that we were open until Renee got sick. We raised about $4,000 to $5,000 for Palm Beach County schools each year that we were open, by going onto the school campuses, selling smoothies, and then donating back 20% of the proceeds to the school that we were at. We did 20 to 25 events a week or a month every year that we were open, and raised that amount of money. So we've always tried to give back a little bit, but we did drop all of our accounts when Renee got sick because we were short-staffed. So
I can imagine.
Now that we're back, the Leukemia Lymphoma Society is the organization that we're working with most directly at this point.
Well, thank you. I guess this would be a good time to ask when and where the Light the Night Walk will be held.
It is going to be November 13th. It is going to be downtown West Palm Beach at the Meyer Amphitheater. It's from 6 to 9:30 p.m. I think we mentioned it's just a 2-mile walk. By that time, it should be pretty good weather. It's going to be nice and cool out. We won't be all hot and sweaty. It's going to be a fun time for all the families to go down there and get together and do a walk. And you can honor survivors and the power of research. You can walk in support of patients and finding a cure, or you can walk in remembrance of people that we've lost. to the disease. So there's any number of reasons to participate in the walk.
No, I have my next question ready, but this one's coming to mind. People that are desiring to be part of this good cause, one person can walk, group, doesn't have a certain criteria on how you have to walk as long as you decide to go and register.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, there's a number of different ways to participate. Anyone that wants to walk can register at lightthenight.org. You can just pick the location. Of course, we're walking here in West Palm Beach. You mentioned Miami and Boca, but you can pick your location and you can just register yourself or register a team under you. That's what Renee and I have done. We're recruiting everybody we know to walk with us.
Yeah,
And
I'll be walking. I'll be there.
Right. And we have a personal goal for our team to raise $5,000 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and we are well on our way in that process. We're over $3,700 collected so far, and we're on pace to make our goal.
Great. I'm sure you go over your goal. I'm sure. Okay, well, to give a bit of perspective to the people that maybe are not familiar at all with LLS, how big is the problem of L and L? Well, at least L and L, leukemia and lymphoma.
Well, we were really shocked to learn some of these things. You start studying what's happening to you. You start looking at, well, what is lymphoma? How is it going to affect me, and how does it affect others? And we were stunned to learn that approximately every 3 minutes, one person in the United States is diagnosed with a blood cancer. So it's either leukemia or lymphoma. And almost every 10 minutes, someone in the U.S. loses their life to a blood cancer. So again, this is an important cause to get involved with, and we're happy to be doing our part, but we're happy for so many others that are doing so much.
Wow, that is amazing numbers. Like you said, that doesn't discriminate. We are all at risk. Okay. Well, how can people who want to participate? I think you already kind of covered that. You can either just register on your own, form a team, maybe even company that you work for. Maybe suggest that they do the same.
And not everybody can walk now. We mentioned we are collecting donations at our store. So, and you on our website at SmoothieWorld.com, you can go there and click on our link. There's a way to donate directly to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society from our website. You can go directly to our store if some people don't want to put credit cards on the internet. So we are collecting donations. We're at the corner of Okeechobee Boulevard and Military Trail. You can drop off a donation there, or you can sign up to walk with us. So we would love to have you, and there's many ways to get involved.
Right. So. Now, do you know if in these walks, patients of the Leukemia or Lymphoma Society that maybe have been through the process of recuperation and are better now, do they participate as well? Are they asked to participate?
Absolutely. Yes. Many survivors will be walking, and the little lanterns that we carry, they call it Light the Night, and everybody carries a little lantern, and the lanterns are color-coded specifically for survivors, so they'll all be carrying a lantern that's one color, and then those of us that are walking in support of a patient will have another color lantern, and even those that are walking in honor of those, who are no longer with us, if you want to walk, like I lost my mother also to a blood cancer when I was 11 years old. That's another way it touched my life. My mom died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. No, it was Hodgkin's disease. I get confused. But she had Hodgkin's disease, and that was a long time ago, and I was 11, but this has doubly affected my life, and that's another reason I want to be involved in this group. So
why don't we go over a little bit of the information we've given out, which is, why don't we go over the Surrey Center, so that maybe give the phone number and website so people know how to reach them. Once again, we have about 5 minutes left before we wrap up our talk today, so we'll make sure we mention the centers, make sure we mention where to register, and anything else that you might think that I've forgotten that would be important, please feel free to just let us know.
The Surrey Center, again, the phone number is 561-578-5900. You can leave a message. If Corrine answers, she will help you immediately. Again, like I said, they offer numerous, what is it? What would you call it, sweetheart?
The different kinds of therapy that integrate
yes.
with the medical treatment that you're receiving.
Massage, and acupuncture, and count everything. She'll tell you. Corrine will tell you everything, and then you'll love it. Like I said, it's for mind, body, and spirit. Again, it's the Palm Beach Atlantic University with Dr. Sylvester regarding the cancer-related fatigue program. I think I gave his number out. I can give that out again. It's 561-346-1773. I guess one of the things that I want to say, and is very important, is everyone said this to me. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And I thought that was so ridiculous to keep saying that to me, but you don't realize how much help you really need. You need all these different aspects. You need them all, not just one. And especially if you don't have a caregiver like I did, who was with me all the time and you're by yourself. If you can find a friend or someone to make these calls for you, to write the information down, you will be surprised on how many people will say that you will meet in support groups that will say, I will give you a ride to the doctor. I will give you a ride to the support group. I will give you a ride to the Sari Center. They will work it out. When you call the LLS, they also will refer you to people that will help you get there and help you get through this. Don't feel like you're alone, because I felt alone. I had all of this. Mm-hmm. So I can imagine what would it be like for people who I have met that have not had a caregiver and didn't have rides. But don't be afraid to ask. You're not alone in this, and that's very important for me to get across to everyone. Mm. I don't want them to think they have to do this by themselves.
That's important you mention that, because there's people that don't know how to receive help, but they don't know how to say yes to help. They feel like they have to suffer. So that's a very good point you're making. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, just we talked about everybody else's contact information. Mm-hmm. If you think of any questions about how you can participate, we had mentioned our store. If you wanted to reach us there, you can reach us at 561-689-1601. Ask for Charlie, and I'll be glad to direct you to a place where you can participate. Or if you touched by our store and you want to participate with us, we'd love to have you on our team.
Thank you so much. We just want to remind everyone that Light the Night is going to take place here in Light the Night Walk is going to take place here in West Palm Beach on November 13th. Right?
Friday night.
The Friday night, and it's going to be around 6:30?
6 to 9:30.
6 to 9:30. Okay, so it's going to be nice and cool, so no excuses. Hey, yeah, and when I saw that, I said, oh, great, it's going to be nice and cool. So there's definitely many reasons to participate. I mean, there's you want to walk for the survivors, you want to walk for the people that are currently ill, and the ones that we've lost, So definitely there is a reason to walk tomorrow, God forbid, but it could be one of us.
Right.
So this is a cause that really hits home for all of us. Is something you want to say, Charlie?
When you were talking about the walk, I just remembered to tell people that team members, everybody gets a T-shirt. There's refreshments there. I think if your little team raises over $100, I think you get a wristband for free at refreshments. Everybody gets a lantern, and that's part of what it's going to be fun. We're just all going to get together. We're going to have refreshments. We're going to be able to do the walk in honor of these people, and I think it'll be fun.
Thank you. And for the people that cannot walk for whatever reason, once again, you can stop by Smoothie Whirl'd, located at
1924 North Military Trail, right in the heart of West Palm Beach. We're right on the corner of Okeechobee Boulevard and Military Trail.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank both of you. Renee, thank you. Charlie, thank you for being on my show and sharing your story and providing such good information and helpful and much-needed information. Well, this is the Power of Gentle Talk. My name is Ana Palacio, and I'm just reminding you that when in doubt, go within your heart, because I firmly believe that your heart is the true seat of intelligence. So keep an open mind, and let's talk again right here on WBZT 1230 NOR Radio.
You have just listened to The Power of Gentle Talk with Ana Palacio. Tune in next Saturday between 2 and 3 p.m. for the talk that informs, inspires, and motivates.